Where the hell was the Doctor's granddaughter Susan in the season finale of Doctor Who? They had teased us for the previous 2 episodes, showing her face within the TARDIS in some kind of vision, speaking to the Doctor in this vision, and yet she failed to turn up in the season finale. What's going on? Reports of a cutscene that would have ended the episode tell of an appearance that hinted that Susan's story would actually be mainly focused in season 3 of the show. And a line we did get in the season finale gives me one idea of what that story could have been. Well, 2 ideas actually, but we'll get to that. Let's talk about it. Hello, welcome to Culture Filter. I am Phil, and this is where I talk about all the geeky pop culture that I like and consume, including an awful lot about Doctor Who, so if you like Doctor Who, do hit subscribe down below. Now, first of all, let's talk about that cutscene. It's no secret now that the ending of Season 2 was changed at the last minute to account for Ncuti leaving the show and his regeneration. The reshoots we had in February were likely to do this change in the end of the episode. But how was the episode originally going to end? Well, we got one clue in the form of an accidentally released image on the Disney Plus streaming service, which showed the Doctor dancing with Belinda in a kind of nightclub environment with something on the background that may say Happy May Day. And what this looks like is a celebration of the defeat of the bad guys at the end of the episode. There were reports that this might be taking place in Unit Tower and the Vlinks might be DJing. A nice happy scene to end the episode and lead into the next one, but the report says that there was more to it than that there was a hint at future plot lines in this scene as well, and that what would have happened and what was filmed was that the scene showed that Susan was there as well, in the background, not seen by the Doctor, observing from a distance, which absolutely sounds like a setup for the following season. So what could it mean? Let's tie that in with something else in the episode and something from this whole new era overall which has yet to be resolved: the boss. Because one thing Anita from the Time Hotel says to the Doctor is,
"Oh, they say hello, by the way."
Who does?
The boss.
This is, by my count, the 3rd mention of the boss. The first one we had was by Beep the Meep in The Star Beast, who said,
"A creature with 2 hearts is such a rare thing. Just wait till I tell the boss."
Then we had Rogue talking about how he's got a new boss.
This job has so much paperwork ever since we got that new boss.
And now we've got Anita talking about the boss, presumably the boss of the Time Hotel. So, could Susan be the boss? We've been kind of assuming that the boss is an antagonist, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. Could just be somebody influencing from the sidelines. And Susan absolutely would be interested in finding another creature with 2 hearts. She would absolutely be the type of person to be concerned about the Children on Earth and therefore send Rogue after them. And of course, she would absolutely send a message to say hello to the Doctor. If this is the case, she obviously has some reason to stay in the shadows and not reveal herself fully to the Doctor just yet. What that reason is, please do speculate below. I haven't come up with any of my own theories on that yet, but I'd love to hear yours. Also, if this is the case, what got Susan to this point will be quite interesting, I imagine. After all, the last the Doctor really heard from her in the TV series was the 5 Doctors, but we've had expanded media since. And if you think about it, even if you discount the expanded media stuff, which includes her involvement in the Time War in Big Finish, you kind of got to assume that even if you discounted all of that, that she would have been involved in the Time War somewhere, because after the Time War, the Doctor thinks there are no Time Lords left. So he must have assumed that she had died in the Time War. Otherwise, he'd know she was still out there. So let's at least assume that this is a post-fighting or contributing to the Time War Susan in some way. Maybe she's a bit more jaded than she used to be. Maybe she is a bit more shady than she used to be. I don't think she'll go full-out bad guy, and with the visions we got of saying, "Find me," you know, I think there's more. I don't think she's going to be a full-on antagonist, but she might come into conflict with the methods that she uses for whatever her goal is and what the Doctor thinks of that. Although the Doctor's methods have also been quite dodgy recently, let's face it. If she is the boss, she's obviously loosened her morals a little bit. She's willing to work with someone like Beep the Meep, but that could absolutely just be a means to an end type thing, and maybe she knew the Doctor would stop him. But here is an alternative suggestion. Maybe the boss is another character, but has Susan captive in some way? or is using Susan or has Susan under their sway in some way. And those psychic messages that she sent to the Doctor in the Interstellar Song Contest were a cry for help, a cry to come save her from the boss. That is my only other alternative that I've got in my head right now. But let me know what you think. Which of these is most likely? Do you have any other theories? How is Susan going to show up in season 3 when we get it? Is this going to be impacted by the delay? Are we going to completely drop this storyline? Or do you think that it might involve a regeneration? Carol Ann Ford, will she be available for more filming? Who knows? She's getting on in years. Maybe her mobility might not be as good by the time they come to record season 3. All these things are up in the air. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and you generally enjoy my channel, just to let you know, I've just started a Patreon. If you want to head over there, I'll put the link in the comments down below if you want to check out what kind of tiers I've got if you fancy supporting the channel. No pressure, it's just there if you fancy it. And I'll be back for more Doctor Who videos soon, so I'll see you then. In the meantime, why not check out this video that YouTube thinks you might like?